When Wilds was first revealed, this shot from the reveal trailer had everyone speculating, was Wilds going to be open world? And well, no, it isn't. But Wilds did make several small but impactful changes to how we interact with the world of Monster Hunter. For the first time in Monster Hunter history, Wilds made it so you can seamlessly walk between the various locales found within the Forbidden Lands. This is an amazing change, and really adds a lot to how connected everything in Wilds feels. Sure, most people will end up fast traveling everywhere, but it's still a really cool feature to have. More notably though, this change was made to supplement Wilds' investigation system. In every Monster Hunter game before Wilds, quests are pretty simple. You go to the handler or quest board, you post a quest for the monster you wish to hunt, wait for people to join, or don't. Solo quests are fun too. And then depart to the locale the quest takes place in. There were expedition quests you could do, but these were primarily used for gathering materials. Wilds changed everything. You still have access to the old quest system, but now alongside it, you can just walk up to any monster and begin a hunt on the spot. The game even incentivizes this behavior by giving the player bonus rewards for starting quests in this way, sometimes even guaranteeing rare material drops. The dev team even experimented a little in Title Update 2 with Lagiacrus and Sregios by making their rare material drop rates extremely low, meaning the only reliable way to get their rare materials is through 8 and 9 star investigations, further incentivizing not only the investigation system, but fighting more difficult monsters through investigations. In fact, now would be a good time to mention that literally none of you are subscribed. If you enjoy my content, make sure to like and subscribe. Anyway, now on to what I actually wanted to discuss. Tempered monsters are more difficult versions of existing monsters that come in various difficulties based on their quest star ranking, not to be confused with the purple stars. Excluding event quests and a few optional quests, the only reliable way to fight tempered monsters is through the investigation system, where you're rewarded with arcane materials from 8 star and below tempered monsters, and random talismans from 9 star tempered monsters. This centers the endgame of Monster Hunter Wilds almost entirely around this really cool seamless quest system. This seamless quest system is honestly what got me most excited to play Wilds when I heard about it before release. And after release. It's really awesome being able to complete hunts in quick succession without having to return to base camp or go through a loading screen in between hunts. So then, why does it sound like I'm building up to something bad? In multiplayer, the investigation system is still fairly functional, but I would not call it seamless. For every step the system took to make the hunting experience more seamless in single player, it completely undoes all of it in multiplayer. For the players starting the quests, it's still a relatively seamless system, but for people joining your quests through SOS flares or link parties, this may as well be not any different from how things were in the older Monster Hunter games. You still have to go through the quest board and return back to base camp after the hunt finishes, but that's fine, because at least the game has a dedicated feature that lets you have a fully seamless experience in multiplayer. Right? I don't like environment links. They should not even exist. If I am in a link party with my friends, then I already expect our environments to be linked. This is an extra system layered onto an already complicated party system. And you want to know why it exists? Because environment links don't function. Remember how I said being able to walk between environments seamlessly is a really cool feature and adds to how connected everything feels? Well, here's what happens if you try doing that during an environment link.
Looks like a different area up ahead. That's not where we need to go.
I have genuinely never been this disappointed by a feature that I love so much. You cannot fast travel to other locales, you cannot go to the Grand Hub, you can't even rest to change the time and weather. You are stuck to whatever locale you started the environment link in, and if you want to go somewhere else, then you have to disband and restart the environment link. Look, I know I'm being harsh, but I genuinely have to question why this feature even exists with these limitations in place. I know syncing several instances between 4 players can be a bit difficult from a development standpoint, but that does not excuse this blatantly unfinished system. There's only been one change made to environment links, and that was in Title Update 2, where they added the ability to post quests during an environment link, which really doesn't change much since that's not why you'd start an environment link in the first place. It's clear the dev team has a lot more pressing issues to work on in Wilds, and I hate that this needs to be said, but please don't go harassing the developers over this, or any issues really. And if you're gonna give feedback, word things respectfully and do it properly. Fixing environment links is absolutely not a priority. but it's the feature that disappoints me the most, because by all accounts, when it works, it works. It's seamless and one of Wild's best features, and it's a shame it doesn't translate well into multiplayer. There's actually another smaller issue relating to the over-reliance on event quests. All the Arch-Tempered monsters and 9-star monsters such as Fulgur Anjanath, Majorican and Blangonga are locked to event quests and as such cannot be found naturally in locales. I understand why this is the case, since replacing all of your normal spawns with Arch-Tempered monsters and 9-star monsters could alienate a more casual player base. We already saw issues when integrating 9-star monsters into locales with the Apexes. And with 9-star Ratlots being added to locales in Title Update 4, I'm not really too concerned. They'll eventually find their way into the normal locales. This is more so a consequence of a larger issue, where there's a need for a system that lets players cater their difficulty of monster spawns. The current system uses Hunter rank to determine the difficulty of spawns, but Hunter rank isn't really a great indicator of skill level. I don't want anyone walking away from this video thinking I hate multiplayer in Wilds. The multiplayer is still a really great experience, because by all accounts it's just the old system older Monster Hunter games use. My problem is that Wilds has a more enjoyable system in place when playing single player, and it struggles to translate that properly into multiplayer. Overall, I'm a huge fan of the direction Wilds has taken in its questing system, and I hope to see a push to make this the standard for future Monster Hunter games going forward, while still retaining the old quest system for those that prefer it. And hey, Wilds is still in its infancy. There's a very good chance that in a title update or in the expansion, they fix all these issues. My video is just a relic of its time. But I can't judge the game based on what it could be. I simply know what the game is at the time of recording this video. Anyway, that's all for this video, and have a good one.